YouTube, it's Nikki from Nikki Lilly. So in today's video I thought I'd do something which is a little bit chatty but involves makeup and is super affordable. So today I'm going to be showing you guys a super easy drugstore makeup look. I just wanted to do like a little life update, have a chit chat and also show you guys my favourite look to do on a budget. So let's get started. So I'm going to moisturise and prep my skin off camera because we'd be here for ages as I have super dry skin, but I will get back to you when it's time to prime my face. So I have moisturised my skin, put my eye cream on and put my lip balm on and hydrated my skin with a hydrating mist. So I feel like I've done everything in my power to hydrate my skin to the fullest. And whilst I let all of them products sink in, I'm just going to drink some of my Starbucks. This is just a basic coffee frappuccino because, I mean, I love like all of the fancy drinks at Starbucks, but you can't go wrong with a basic coffee frappuccino, so that's what I went for today. And I haven't had a Starbucks in ages, so I felt like today was the right day to do it because outside, even though it is springtime, it's super cold, super windy, super rainy, and I'm indoors in a summery t-shirt that says Vibes, drinking an iced coffee because, I mean, I can pretend that it's summery outside, but really when I look out my window it's not at all. So, I feel like my moisturisers have sunk in now. I have used this in so many videos and I absolutely love it. It's cheap and cheerful and it's by the brand Gosh. And this is their Primer Plus base and this basically blurs out your skin, and this is the hydrating version. I'm running out of it, so I need to buy a new one. Oh, there we go. So I usually put this on my hands and then just dot it on my skin and rub it in. I don't know what it is, but my pores are huge. So if you guys know any primers that aren't too mattifying, that also fill in your pores, do let me know down below because I just need something to minimise these pores. Okie dokie, now on to colour correcting. I find that because my skin is quite red and sensitive, I always tend to use a green colour corrector. And funnily enough, my favourite green colour corrector, and I have tried a lot, is from the drugstore. I don't know how readily available this colour corrector is in the UK. You can stock up on them on Beauty Bay. Beauty Bay is my all-time favourite makeup site where I buy my makeup. I just apply a little bit to everywhere I need it, which is basically all over my face. I never used to use sponges on my skin, but ever since I started getting acne, I've needed more of like a full coverage flawless base, and I feel like I can achieve that better with a sponge than I can a brush or with my hands. Now that I have blended in my colour corrector, it is time to conceal. And the reason that I love this concealer is because firstly, it's great coverage but it's not drying. And secondly, because it's so small, it's super easy to carry around with you. I usually keep this in my blazer pocket whenever I need a little top up of concealer because it's just so dinky and small and it's just perfect for travelling. So this is the Bourjois Healthy Mix Anti-Fatigue Concealer. I'm just going to put this under my eyes in a triangular shape. La-di-da. And just dot it onto where I need extra coverage before I apply my foundation. So usually, again, this is just on the areas where I'm a little bit red or have some spots popping through. And I'm just going to dab this in. So it's the Easter holidays at the moment and I have broken up from school. So I'm planning to make loads and loads of videos for you guys. Obviously I'll still be only uploading once a week, but I'm planning to film loads of videos for you guys. I feel like I've had like that pump of energy where I know what I want to film and I'm just super excited about it. Now on to foundation, and my favourite ever foundation from the drugstore is the L'Oreal True Match foundation. The reason that I like this so much is because I find that it doesn't stick to my dry patches and it just blends in seamlessly. And I just really like the packaging of this as well. So I'm just going to pump this onto my hand. Sometimes I use a little bit of my Revlon Nearly Naked foundation because it can be a little bit dark for me. With my fingertips, I'm just going to apply the foundation to my skin. Da, 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 da. What are you guys planning to do in the holidays? I'm planning to do lots of things. Obviously, like I said, I want to film loads of videos. I also want to have some trips into central London. I want to go to a museum. I want to have a sleepover with some of my friends. Oh, 2 weeks just goes so fast when you want to do so much. I have also been interviewing celebrities recently. Because I have a show with CBBC called Nikki Lilly Meets. So if you'd like to check that out, I will leave the links of each interview that I've done down below. It is on BBC iPlayer, which is only accessible if you are in England or the UK. But you can watch the interviews on the CBBC YouTube channel as well, which I will leave down below. And I basically interview lots of different celebrities and ask them what it was like for them as a child. Were they naughty? What did they find hard about being a teenager? What did they find fun and easy? Were they nice to their parents? Were they insecure about anything? Just basically asking them teenage questions that I think everyone can relate to that has gone through being a teenager or is currently a teenager. So if you'd like to find out what your favourite celebrities thought and what their answers were, then make sure to click some of the links down below, but make sure to watch this video first. But yeah, so that's been taking up some of my time, but it's been super fun because I'm basically meeting my idols and I never thought I would meet these people, so it's crazy, but it's amazing. So now it is time for bronzer, and the bronzer I'm going to be using is the Body Shop Honey Bronzer. I love this bronzer. I feel like I'm saying love so much in this video, but I honestly love this because it is the perfect in-between of not being too orangey, that I look like the annoying orange, but then not being too charcoaly, that I look like I've got like muddy marks on my face. So it gives that perfect balance, and I'm just going to apply it with my Sephora airbrush face brush. Don't know what it is. Airbrush, Pro Airbrush 55 brush. Yeah. I'm going to apply it using that, and then I just swirl my brush in the product, tap off the excess and apply it to my face. For blusher, I'm going to be using the NYX Whipped Lip and Cheek Soufflé, and this is in the shade Coral-Sicle, so like creamsicle. They come in these really cute little bottles, and you get a sort of like doe foot applicator at the bottom. So I usually put a little bit of the product on the back of my hand, and then with my finger I usually just dab it onto my cheeks. So here we go. And less is more with this, so I usually apply it less first. Ba-ba-da-ba. For highlighter, I'm going to be using the MUA Vivid Golden Lights Baked Highlighter, and I think it's in the shade Golden Lights. I'm not too sure, but it's a whitey highlighter. The packaging's actually broken because I've used it so much and it's been through the wars a little bit travelling with me. So, I usually tend to apply this with, oh, what way is this supposed to go? Doesn't matter, I'll fix it later. I usually apply this using the Real Techniques contour brush because I find that this domed shape really helps apply a nice amount of highlighter to my cheekbones, and I just really like this highlighter. I just like to apply this in circular motions onto my cheekbones. I think highlight would be the one product, highlight and lipstick are the two products that I could not live without if I had to give away all of my makeup. Oh my goodness, look at that, amazing. And then I'm going to take this a little bit down my nose and on my cupid's bow, da 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 da. Oh, I just can't get over the glow. I just love this product. It just makes your skin look so dewy and naturally glowy. Glow, glow. Okay, let's stop talking about my highlight now, but as you guys can see, it's an amazing highlighter. So now it is time for eyebrows, and the eyebrow pencil I am using is the Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Definer. So it has a spoolie on one side. This is a really cool spoolie because it's like circularly shaped, and I've never seen something quite like it. This is in the shade, I don't know how many shades there are, and there you go, medium brown. This is in the shade medium brown. I first like to start off by just spooling through my brows to get the shape that I want, and then I start filling in my brows. So I like to go for quite sparse brows, but I like to make them look naturally full. So sparse but natural but full, if that makes any sense. My eyebrows are quite a weird shape, and I've never really done anything to them. I pluck them every so often, but I don't really do much to them. I feel like I can't talk whilst I do my eyebrows. Too much concentration. As a base on my eyes, I'm going to be using the Revlon Photo Ready Eye Art stick, and on one side there is an eyeliner. This is a glitter eyeliner, and then on the other side there's like, I don't know how to explain this. I guess it's like a liquid eye paint, and I just really like it. It's this gorgeous coppery shade, and it has a doe foot applicator on the bottom. So I'm just going to be applying this all over my lid, and I'm going to put it on one eye and then blend, and then put it on the other eye and then blend, because it dries quite fast. To make this look even more glamorous, I don't usually do this, and I don't usually apply as much of the liquid eyeshadow that I did then, but what I usually do to amp up this look and make it a little bit more full glam is add a little bit of pigment on top. And the pigment I'm going to be using is the Maybelline Colour Tattoo Pure Pigment in the shade Improper Copper. I really like this. I'd say this is like a dupe for the MAC pigment in Tan, I think it is. It's really good. It's a bit messy, but I can get through it. This is where these come into play. I bought these last week when I went to Primark. You're supposed to put them underneath your eyes. I don't know if you're supposed to stick them. I'm not sure like what you're supposed to do. Let me just see, because I haven't used these yet. Do I stick them? Oh, you stick them. So here we go. They're just slightly sticky, so they won't ruin my under eyes, which is good. But you put them underneath your eye. I'm just going to put it there lightly. And you basically put on an eyeshadow or a pigment that has a lot of fallout, and this is supposed to catch the fallout, so we shall see. I mean, it's not doing too bad catching the pigment. So now this comes off. What I'm going to do next is take this shade from the Sleek Eye Divine Au Natural palette. I'm not too sure what it's called because I've lost the film that goes on top of it, but I will link the shade in the description box down below. But it's just this like slightly gold, slightly beige shimmery shade, and this is just going to go on the lower centre of my eyelid. And next I'm just going to blend all the shades together so it's a little bit less harsh. And now lastly I'm going to take the shade next to the shade that I just used, which was that shimmery beige. And this shade is like a sort of peachy matte shade, and this is going to go in as a transitional shade. So I'm just going to blend that in the crease. I haven't been able to find a very good brown eyeliner that is a pencil at the drugstore. I had one from NYX, but it ran out about a month ago, and so I've just been using this. This is the MAC Eye Kohl in the shade Costa Riche, and I think it's great because it's not too harsh on my eyes, but it's not too creamy either, so it's very long lasting. And I just like to put this on just how I would a black eyeliner, and then at the end I'll do a wing. I've just decided this. I'm going to put some of the eyeliner in my waterline. Sorry if it looks like the camera has moved. My camera battery died, so I was frantically trying to charge it, but I think we're all good now. So for mascara, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Baby Roll Mega Volume Waterproof Mascara. And I only really use waterproof mascara because, oh my god, this brush is the coolest brush, but I only really use waterproof mascara these days because I find if I use normal mascara, by the end of the day, I tend to have loads of smudges and mascara flakes underneath my eyes. The brush is super cool. It's like rolls. I really find that it volumizes my lashes really well and it's just great. So on this goes. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Topshop actually do makeup, and I'm obsessed with their lipsticks especially and their nail varnishes. And this is in the shade Secretary. It's a gorgeous, I'd say it's a more browny version of Velvet Teddy by MAC. I think like a nudie brown lip with some browny, coppery, smoky eyes just goes so nicely. That is the lips done, and now I'm going to do my hair and get back to you guys. I've just put my hair in a little half up, half down do because I'm useless at doing my hair, but this is the look. I will do close-ups as well, but I absolutely love this look. I've done it a little bit more glamorous than I would usually do it, but obviously the eyeshadow can be toned down and just aspects of it can be toned down a little bit for more everyday. What's amazing to think is that all of this stuff that I have on my face besides the eyeliner is drugstore and is of a good price, and that just shows you that you do not need to use high-end things to achieve a glamorous or a look like this. And I really hope you liked this video, everyone. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you'd like to see more videos from me and you'd like to see my face a little bit more often. Without further ado, I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye, love you.